Good morning and welcome to Tech Turks again. Today I have Chidi, the founder of Publiseer. Publiseer is a digital publishing company that helps people share their products. Chidi, welcome to Tech Turks. So tell us a bit of Publiseer.
Okay, Publiseer is a digital content distribution platform. So what we do is that we help independent. I like using the word independent because they are not signed onto any third party or like a record label or like a traditional publisher. So we help independent African writers, musicians and filmmakers. We target mostly those from low-income communities because they are underserved, and we help them to distribute, to protect, to promote, and then monetize their creative content on over like 400 well-established platforms worldwide. So the platforms that we distribute to include Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Spotify, iTunes, Netflix, iFlix, and we distribute contents like ebooks, audiobooks, short and feature films, music videos and songs, and we help them monetize these contents across all platforms.
Okay, so before we get into the details of Publiseer, tell me your story. How did you start this? Why did you start this? To do this?
In 2000 I think 16 or 15, we sold our second startup company. That's my twin. I have an identical twin brother. His name is Chika. So we do almost everything together. So we sold our second startup company, and then we decided that we wanted to just take a break from software entrepreneurship and do something else, maybe something maybe more challenging. And then I've always wanted to write a book. I've always thought about what it feels like to actually have your name on the book. And so I wrote a book. And my twin brother, he went to the studio. He wanted to be a professional musician. And after we were done with creating our works, we discovered that there was no platform like that could actually help us sell this content internationally. We didn't want to just be local. We just wanted to move it international. So someone introduced my twin brother to a digital aggregator based in the US. They charged a very extortionate fees, really expensive fee to distribute his content. For most independent creatives, this fee might seem really extortionate, and they cannot afford it. But he just sold a startup company, so he was able to afford it. And then after he did some social media campaigns, he made a lot of money from his song, and then it was time to take the royalties. And that's when he discovered that the primary payment method of that aggregator was PayPal. Nigeria, Ghana, many African countries, PayPal, we can't receive money via PayPal, so he had to opt for the next alternative, and that was check payments. So typically it takes like about 2 weeks for the check to get here, and then 3 weeks to get the money in your account. But then 2 months down the line, the check never arrived. So he reached out to the aggregator and said, okay, what happened to my check? But they were like, but you've actually cashed out. He was like, how can I cash out when I never got the check? And then they did some background check. The check got intercepted somewhere in Oslo, Norway. Somebody used fake ID, took the money, and that was a lot of money. So he was really devastated. He just, had to take the content down from the aggregator. And some years later, he said to me, like, obviously I'm not the only creative that has gone through this thing. There are a lot of people that have gone through this thing. So there are a lot of people like me. Why don't we create a platform that's tailored for people like us? And that's why we created Publiseer.
So great. I think that validates the point of white paper. So I write a book now. What's the next step? So how do I now access your platform?
Yeah, so we like to see ourselves not as a self-publishing company. We like to see ourselves more like a traditional but digital publisher. So once we receive the submission, we do not publish everything that's been sent to us. We always look for standard and quality. But we don't let this,
So how do you do that? So you have people that you employ to
we have a team,
read this, go through
this?
No,
we don't read the entire stuff.
Okay.
So if maybe for a book, we don't read the entire stuff. We may read the first 300 words.
Okay.
You have to capture us. And if the first 300 words does not capture us, chances are it will not capture the reader itself. So we always go for the first 300 words and then see if it's something that we think, that we want to publish. Usually we just look out for spelling, grammatical errors and the flow, and then see how were we able to want to go to the next sentence, after reading the first one, and then once we actually made the decision that this is actually
what you want,
then we decide to publish, and then we reach out to the creative and say, okay, we decided to publish your content, and then we make a book cover for you for the creative.
Do you work together to make that book cover? Or?
No. So we usually ask them what they have in mind, but still the final appearance we determine the final appearance. Okay. And then we do like the interior, we do a lot of formatting, grammatical error problem. We just make sure that the book meets industry standard, issue an ISB and everything, and then we actually distribute it. and then they can monitor their sales across every platform.
So
using
they have a dashboard that they can use.
Where they can monitor their sales. Get to know where exactly their book is on these stores, like links to their books on these stores.
Amazon, Kindle.
Amazon, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble's Nook. So they can just get the links and then share with people on social media if they want to. Just say, okay, I'm now a published author, and here's where you can find my books.
How much would it cost the creator to
distribute with us?
Yes,
it's free.
It's free, and so you get part of their.
So we take 25% of the revenue generated from every sale.
So tell me, how long has this Publiseer been out for?
It's been 2 years, 2 months now.
And how has it been?
We got
in terms of numbers, give us some numbers.
Yeah, we got profitable after 8 months from inception, and we make roughly, I'll put it like about $4,000 every month in profit.
So how many people have you served on your platform?
The number is at 2,283 now, I think.
So in a month you will get about...
We have a lot of submissions. The submissions run into several thousands,
really?
So far. But we do not, like you said, we don't distribute everything. So, like for example, in a month, we might not really get as much content that we term amazing, like the previous month. So it depends on quality of the number of content we're going to put forward here, because we don't want to put out something that doesn't have any chance of selling.
When are we going to create a platform where it's published locally, but it's also distributed? There's a market for it here. Because if people what is happening is that you're publishing for them. I'm going to Amazon and I'm actually paying dollars to download it when I can pay naira, and when there's a market for it. Especially when you look at education, where I believe that in the next few years reading is not going to be, or education is not going to be through books, physical books, but through digital and through things like iPads or pads. So. The truth is that when we look at our statistics, it doesn't make us want to sell locally. The reason why is because our statistics show that Africa is a very poor market. So when we're looking at people that buy our content, it's mostly people in the US, the UK, Sweden, Australia. Very few people in Africa, if not nothing. And then if there's some people in Africa, it's just South Africa, which just is like a really. But is it because that they don't have access to the capabilities to pay in dollars, for example? So I think it's the mindset problem. So I was at this tech summit, maybe like last month, I don't know. So I was speaking about the reason why Nigerians because it was a Nigerian gathering. Why Nigerians we don't want to buy things that are especially digital content, and I explained to them that. Transferring music from your phone to another person's phone is illegal because it's the creator, did not get anything for it. And someone said, really? And I'm like, yeah, really. The copyright laws, yes, you don't understand them. You do realize that you're I was in a WhatsApp group, and I just did a little webinar for them, and then someone said to me, what kind of books do you read? And then I gave them a couple of my reading list, and then someone asked me, can I get the free PDF? And I was like, surprised. That's eating into your market. Exactly. And then, so that's the way. So even that education, that's a bit of education that is required. Yeah, so they feel like they're using their data to download. So, and they paid for the data, right? So somehow they're paying, but they don't still realize that the creators do not get anything for that transaction, right? Or that situation. 1 to 5 years, where do you see Publiseer? It's a long shot, but we see ourselves as being the number one digital media stakeholder in Africa. It's a long shot, but that's what we're shooting for. And this means that this includes e-publishing, digital music, video-on-demand, and video gaming. So we've not started video gaming yet, but we are still looking on the possibilities of venturing into that. But we see, getting creators, like at least 1 million creators, an avenue to earn above the minimum wage. I'm not saying maybe earn billions, but at least earn above the minimum wage solely from the sales of their craft. We're trying to create a platform where they just focus fully on creating, while we just handle the business for them. So yeah. Chidi, thank you very much. Well done. I'm wishing you the best in the future, and we'll continue the conversation offline. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.